My name is Sarah Davis. This is the story of how a headache changed my life. I'm 22 years old. I live in New York City. I work at a small coffee shop near my home. Every day feels the same. Wake up. Go to work. Come home. Sleep. Nothing exciting ever happens. But one Tuesday, something changed. That morning, I woke up with a terrible headache. My head felt heavy. The pain was strong. I couldn't go to work. I called my boss. I'm sick today, I said. He replied, go see a doctor. But I didn't want to go. I've always been afraid of doctors. They usually give bad news. But the pain was too much. So I went to the hospital. The hospital was big and white. Many people were walking in and out. I felt nervous. My hands were shaking. Inside, a kind lady at the front desk asked, how can I help you? My head hurts. I want to see a doctor, I said. She gave me a form. Please fill this out, she said. I sat in the waiting room. There were many people there. Some looked sick. Some looked worried. After 1 hour, a nurse called my name. Sarah Miller? I stood up. The nurse was young and friendly. Follow me, she said. We walked down a long hallway. The walls were painted blue. There were pictures of flowers. It made me feel a little better. The doctor will see you in room 5, she said. I went in. There was a bed with white sheets, a chair, and some books. Everything smelled clean. After a few minutes, the door opened. A tall young man walked in. He had dark hair and a warm smile. He wore a white coat. Hello, I'm Dr. James Wilson, he said. My heart started beating fast. Not because I was scared. But because he was the most handsome man I had ever seen. What's the problem today? He asked. My head hurts, I said softly. He sat close to me. I could smell his cologne, it was fresh, like the ocean. When did it start? He asked. This morning, I said. He checked my blood pressure. He looked into my eyes and ears. His face was so close to mine. I felt nervous, but in a sweet way. Everything looks normal, he said. It's just a tension headache. Not serious. Drink water, take this medicine, and rest. Thank you, doctor, I said. You're welcome, Sarah, he said kindly. I left the hospital. My head felt better. But my heart did not. I couldn't stop thinking about him. Red Heart 1 week later. 3 days passed. My headache was gone. But I still thought about Dr. Wilson every day. 1 week later, I made a plan. I would go back to the hospital. I would say my headache was still bad. It was a lie. But I wanted to see him again. I wore my best blue dress, the same color as his eyes. I did my hair. I put on lipstick. I looked in the mirror. I wanted to feel beautiful. At the hospital, I told the receptionist. I need to see Dr. Wilson again. Is your headache still bad? She asked. Yes. Very bad, I lied. I waited nervously. But this time I wasn't scared. I was excited. The nurse took me to room 5 again. The doctor will be here soon, she said. When Dr. Wilson walked in, my heart stopped. Sarah, he said. How are you feeling? Not good, I said. The headache is still there. He looked concerned. He checked me again. Everything was normal. Then I looked at him. I took a deep breath. Dr. Wilson, I have to tell you something. Yes, he said. My headache is gone. It got better days ago. He looked surprised. Then, why did you come back? I was so scared. But I had to say it. Because I wanted to see you again, I whispered. He looked at me for a moment. I thought he would be angry. But then, he smiled. "Sarah," he said, "I'm glad you came back." My heart jumped. "Can I ask you something?" I said. "Yes, of course." I was shaking. But I said it. "Would you like to have coffee with me?" He was silent for a second. I thought, oh no, he's going to say no. But then, he smiled again. "Yes," he said. Ring after that day. That evening, we had coffee together. We talked for hours. He told me about his life, his family, his dreams. I told him about mine. He wasn't just handsome, he was kind, smart, and funny. When he walked me home, he kissed me under a street light. It felt like a dream. We started seeing each other every day. We went for walks. We watched movies. We cooked dinner together. 3 months later, he said he loved me. We were sitting by the river at sunset. "Sarah," he said, "I love you. I've loved you since the first day." "I love you too," I said. 6 months later, he asked me to marry him. In the same hospital room where we first met. He got down on one knee. "Sarah, will you marry me?" I laughed and cried. "Yes," I said. House with garden, and now we are married. We live in a small house with a garden. He still works at the hospital. And I opened my own bakery. I named it Sweet Headache. Because that small pain, and a small lie, brought us together. Every morning, I wake up next to him and smile. Sometimes love begins with a lie. But ends with the biggest truth. True love. Don't forget to practice every day, even for 10 minutes. See you again in the next English learning video.